Hello again everyone. I've been asked by a member of the Talbot Owners Club to paint a picture of their van. Well, the first thing I had to do was to order a suitable piece of steel because I had no suitable piece in the garage, unfortunately, already. So I've ordered a little bit and it's taken a few days to come, of course, because of the coronavirus delay in deliveries. But we've had some post and I believe it's here now. Yeah, not sure what's in these other parcels though. Well, there we go, a suitably nice piece of A3 sized steel. I think this was 1.2mm, so it's a little bit thicker than I normally paint on, but I thought for a nice job it would be worth it. Well, in case you're wondering, the other parcels were some elastic for Nikki to do one of her sewing projects and a bulb holder for something else I'm working on. Well, the first thing I think is to round off the corners with a file and just smooth off the edges as well with that file, just where it's been guillotine cut and these corners are a bit sharp. So let's get on to that. Well, that's broken all the rough edges around there and any sharp bits and pieces. So I just want to choose the best face side. There's no real marks on this. It's a brand new virgin bit of steel, but I think this is probably the better side. There's just a couple of scratches in here. You won't see them once it's been primed. They're really, really light, but that side is the better side. So I'm going to mark up a centre line on here and just run a pencil line. You could use a scriber, I suppose, but I'm just going to run a pencil line down there. And then I'm just going to mark roughly the position of a central hanger. I'm going to go about there-ish, which should be okay, I'd have thought. Right, let's mark her up. Right, well, I've already got some of this half pipe. I cut it in half lengthways with the grinder and I just cut slices off this really to give me a nice half round hook. So I'm only doing one bit of airbrushing at the moment, so let's just cut one slice off here for our hanging loop. Well, now I've got that set up on the welding bench here. You can see I've just leant that up against the magnet with it in line more or less with my centre mark and my pencil line for the height I wanted it at. I have degreased the steel slightly with some meths, so let's go ahead and just weld that in position. Now fortunately it doesn't have to be a top quality weld, it's not structure or anything. I'm using this gasless MIG welder, which is probably the cheapest gasless MIG welder you can buy. I think I paid £45 for it, and it's okay. It sticks things together in the way you might expect. And we're at the end of a 50-metre extension lead here, so we're probably dropping quite a bit of power in that lead. So I've got it set up to where I usually have it set up for this job, so Fingers crossed. Well now, safety first of course, and I've got my nice gasless welding... Gasless? What am I talking about? It's a solar powered welding helmet, not gasless. Well, there is no gas in it. Anyway, we're getting off topic really. I've got my proper welding helmet and my welding gloves, so I am fully equipped, and I'm going to do this up so that my skin isn't exposed to the massive doses of UV. Well, as you can see, I made a horrible mess of that, but I think it is strong enough to suffice as a hanging loop. I'm going to clean it up and then we'll test it a little bit. And don't forget, there's a selection of my paintings available on my Etsy shop. Just search in Etsy for Ttxela Airbrush. I'll put a link in the description below. Well, it's absolutely firmly stuck on, so it's definitely going to serve its purpose. Right, now the question is, how smooth is that? That's not too bad. There's a couple of little dimples. I'm just going to run some paper over there just to get rid of that. It's very, very, very slight, but we don't want any raised bits there because that's going to affect us when we come to polish the final bit of artwork later. So this is actually 60 grit emery paper. There we go. Now I'm just going to take this paper as well around the edges where we've filed it. What that is? A bit of oiliness off something. Well, now I just want to thoroughly degrease it. I haven't got any degreasing fluid or any panel wipes or anything, but I have got some thinners which should do the trick. But I'm going to wear some gloves while I use that because it's quite aggressive stuff. Right, well now I'm going to prime it, and I've put it on the easel upside down so I can get this bottom edge, and then when I do the other side I'll put it on right way up and I'll get the top edge. And I'm just going to edge it forward a little bit on these staples that I've got at the bottom, and I'm going to put a cotton bud behind it there, just so it's away from the surface of the easel. next day, let's have a look at this primer. There's a couple of little imperfections. I don't know if you can make out just there. It looks like a little tiny thunderfly or something has got caught in it. So I'm just going to touch that off with the 800 grit paper. And give it a wipe with the old tack rag. Not so worried about the back, of course, but I'll just make sure there's nothing horrendous on the back. There's a little bit of weld spatter that we didn't quite get rid of, but that's okay. Right, I'm going to get the white and we'll give that a coat over in white as a background. That's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.